Web 1 was all about consuming content, commonly referred to as read-only. Only a few people would create content and the majority would browse the web as a brochure or catalog. Web 2 opened the floodgates and the wider public could now come in and create content of their own. This came with huge opportunities for people and companies alike, but also with its fair share of problems. Big companies like Facebook or Google offer you platforms to set up an account and start creating, but they also get your data, a lot of it. They trade this data in shadow markets in an industry valued at over $200 billion. And you, the data creator, have no way to opt out, equally participate, or even know how your data is being used. It's time for Web 3. It's time for Ethereum. Welcome to the Carpathian State Project Spotlight series. The content in this video is not meant as financial advice. Our content is fully for educational purposes only. The internet is transitioning from Web 2 to Web 3. This move seems as inevitable as the move from Web 1 to Web 2, and it is taking shape to be at least as big, if not bigger. Where in Web 2, users could become creators themselves. They did this by trading something extremely valuable for free, something that was truly theirs. Their data. Web 3 is all about ownership. Ownership of your data. Ownership of your assets. Ownership even of the platform that you are using by owning some of their tokens. It is an incredibly important transition for users and companies alike that seems impossible to stop. The digitalization waves sweeping across all business sectors have resulted in data being a key driver for business growth and for the growth of the economy overall. Indeed, the transition of work, education, and entertainment to the metaverse is a megatrend which is predicated on creative and instrumental use of data to create a compelling set of personalized and meaningful experiences. But the key questions remain. Who owns this vast amount of data? Who is allowed to use it? And who collects the money for this remarkable usage value exchange? Benjamin Minku, Elrond Network CEO. First-party data brokers, global tech giants like Google and Facebook, and third-party data brokers like Equifax hold over 3,000 data points on each one of us. These data brokers are now entering the Web3 and metaverse platforms, and their data hoarding practices will continue. The entire data brokerage industry is worth over $200 billion each year, and the person generating this data, you, have no idea how your data is being used, nor do you get any form of compensation. Ethereum believes that your data is your business, quite literally. So how does Ethereum plan to change the current model for data collection and exchange and level the playing field where you, the data creator, can also benefit from the trade of personal data? The project presents three core products. 1. Data collection and analytics toolkit, DataCat. 2. Decentralized data exchange, DataDex. 3. Data metaverse, gamified experience. The DataCat is the first piece of the puzzle. It is a toolkit meant for anyone who wants to build apps and programs that can collect data from users. This data usually will be collected in an anonymous or semi-anonymous manner to protect the data creator, i.e. the user who generated this data. For example, a health and wellness company can use the Ethereum DataCat and embed it into their apps, enabling the collection of health data like blood pressure, fitness, activity, sleep quality, and then visualize trends and patterns of their app user base. Or a financial organization can use the Ethereum DataCat to collect scheduled data via customized surveys or questionnaires triggered by certain actions related to spending patterns. The trends and patterns can then give them more context of their customers' spending habits. So it allows for companies that build using Ethereum's DataCat to gather highly structured, valuable data from their users. This is where the second and crucial piece of the puzzle comes in, the DataDex. The Data Decentralized Exchange enables you, the data creator, to own and trade the personal data which was collected by the companies that were built using Ithium's DataCat toolkit. So in those same examples given above, if you use that health and wellness company's app, you get to own your data and then trade the health and wellness data you collect as part of your subscription to that app by using the Ithium DataDex. If you use that financial organization product, you get to own your behavioral data and trade it as you choose with anyone else on the Ithium DataDex. This is where everything changes, and users like you and I can finally benefit from the valuable personal data that we share with apps. We already do this every single day, knowingly or unknowingly most of the time, and get zero compensation for it. The third piece of the puzzle is the virality and gaming component, the Data Metaverse. Basically, it is a suite of metaverse, gaming and NFT consumer products which the masses highly value. The aim is to accelerate user adoption and make the whole experience really fun for them. This is the NFMe ID, or Non-Fungible Me ID, and much more. Every person on Earth can be thought of as unique, non-fungible human, as we have data that is unique to each one of us, like our DNA. The NFMe ID is our unique avatar in the metaverse, backed by real personal data. Everyone in the world can mint an NFMe ID on Ithium's platform and truly own it. As more data is collected by the NFMe ID host and pushed into the NFMe ID, more accessories are minted and linked to the NFMe ID. These accessories are NFTs themselves and can be freely traded. NFMe ID avatars are the next generation profile picture NFT or gaming avatars, and the goal is to have it evolve into being a universal avatar for each human on Earth. They will be portable in the real world and interoperable in all Web 2 and Web 3 metaverse platforms, e.g. Meta, The Sandbox, Axie Infinity, Decentraland, backed by real value in the form of personal data and powered by true ownership, NFT technology. A user can take individual data from the NFMe ID, for example, the data collected by the wellness app they use, and mint it into an individual data NFT. This data NFT can then be independently traded on Ithium's DataDex or even other marketplaces like OpenSea or Inspire.art. Metaverse interoperability is also a crucial component for Ithium. Users or players will be able to use what Ithium calls the Green Room to transfer their NFMe ID to another world. In show business, a green room is a waiting room where performers hang out until they are called on stage. Similarly, Ithium's Metaverse Green Room is where your NFMe ID avatar can hang out until it can teleport to other metaverse platforms. Once open metaverse integrations are built with third-party platforms, they will appear as a portal inside your green room, and you will be able to enter it and teleport your NFMe ID avatar into other metaverse ecosystems. We like Ithium's Web3 solution to the Web2 data collection problem. Users can finally be rewarded for the data they share, and the highly gamified environment aims to make this way more than just boring data talk. As of March 2022, the Ithium team consists of more than 10 employees and is growing quickly, with active hiring underway. The team's previous backgrounds include MSN, Australian government, Fox, Deloitte, AngloGold Ashanti, Barclays, UBS, Caltex, KPMG, Singapore Tourism Board, Suez Environment, and Arium Mining. The founding team consists of Mark Paul and Praveen Paul, and the following advisors. Ithium has an impressive list of strong backers, such as Morningstar Ventures, Elrond, Woodstock, and Skynet eGold Capital, to name a few. The Skynet eGold Capital is the first fully licensed fund to accept in-kind subscriptions in the Elrond Network's blockchain native currency, eGold. Links to read more about them are in the description below. Let's move on to tokenomics. If you're a bit new to crypto, we highly suggest you watch our price versus market cap video, which talks about how to think about the price of a token in relation to its supply, among other general tokenomic notions. Links to it are in the description below and in the top right video widget. The Ethereum token launched on Elrond network, so natively it is an ESDT, taking full advantage of Elrond's speed and scalability. The maximum supply for Ethereum is 1 billion tokens, but the initial circulating supply is only 166,250,000 tokens. Here is how the project allocates its tokens. 23.5% ecosystem, 17% community, 17% treasury, 12% team, 5.5% advisors, 20% to the private sale, 5% to the public sale. The Ethereum team plans to allocate the proceeds of the Ethereum token public and private sales as follows: 50% development, Web2 data on-ramp plus Web3 data protocol, 30% NFMe ID avatar, data metaverse content creation, 10% marketing, 10% legal and security audits. If you want more information on how the Ethereum team plans to release new tokens in the future, for example tokens locked for team vesting, please check the description below. Stay up to date to be the first to know when we release new content. Don't forget to follow our socials and join our Telegram channels. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to support us, consider liking this video, consider subscribing to our channel, and of course, consider staking with us. We would also love to hear from you. Drop us a comment below, tell us your thoughts, and tell us what subject you would like us to cover in our next videos. Until next time, Mountaineers.